So, it's been one day now since the Battlefield 6 open beta wrapped up, and it seems like DICE are just all steam ahead in trying to ride out the hype wave that they're on right now. Battlefield 2042 just got a surprise update, as well as one final season of free content to grind out ahead of Battlefield 6's release, titled The Road to Battlefield 6. It features a new map, 2 new weapons, the A-10 Warthog and Su-25 Frogfoot attack jets from Battlefields 3 and 4, and what I think is the most important element of all this, a first look into the cosmetics that are coming in Battlefield 6. It's a lot, but this is well and truly the final send-off for Battlefield 2042, and whether it be a bittersweet moment or a sense of good riddance for you, I have to be honest in saying that DICE have just given us a very good reason to play 2042 again. So off the rip here guys, I have to admit that this season came as a massive shock to me. I had absolutely zero expectations for Battlefield 2042 to drop any more content given that we are now well and truly in the Battlefield 6 era now. So yeah, it's really safe to say that I was just quite frankly not expecting a boatload of new content, let alone free content and a battle pass for us to enjoy, but here we are. As far as playable content in Battlefield 2042 goes, we've got a remake of the classic Iwo Jima map, which has been brought to the modern day theater of war in Battlefield 2042's world. It's safe to say that this map is, let's just say, turbulent at best with its gameplay, in my honest opinion. It didn't wow me, but it's not the worst map I've ever played in a Battlefield game. On Conquest, this is very much a vehicle-heavy map, as there are a lot of vehicles available on each team, which makes sense, but it also makes the gameplay feel pretty slow if you're not in a vehicle at the time. Infantry players definitely do feel like crops to be farmed on this map, which, you know, will piss some people off. Breakthrough, on the other hand, is an absolute mess. Defending on this map for the first few sectors is a nightmare, but if you're on the attacker side, the first few sectors are just absolute paradise. Those last few seconds, however, are an absolute meat grinder for both sides. Basically feeling like the, equivalent of an Operation Metro but condensed into 2 breakthrough sectors, I played out a pretty dominant breakthrough attacker game on Iwo Jima here, and then the moment we reached that final sector, all of our progress just halted to a standstill. So, pucker up. The map will sometimes just bend you over and go in absolutely raw, and, well, you just gotta be sitting there ready to take it. It's a fun time, sometimes, but it's far from the best map to have ever graced Battlefield's experience. There's also 2 new weapons here, the Lynx Sniper Rifle, which is a semi-automatic anti-material rifle. If I was to sum it up, it's clumsy, it's quirky, it's far from the best weapon in the game, but I also have to admit I had some dumb fun rocking this thing on Conquest on Iwo Jima, and, even managed to hit a couple of birds out of the sky as well with it, which was a little fun. It put a bit of a grin on my face. Oh my God. We've also got the KF-S2000 Assault Rifle, which is essentially an F2000 set in the Battlefield 2042 universe. I've not had a chance to use this thing yet, as it is unlocked pretty late in the Battle Pass, but it is very much something I'm looking forward to getting my hands on real soon. And the attack jets are also in the same boat. They're unlocked a bit later in the pass as well, so I've not seen any of them on the battlefield as of yet. I don't think anyone's had a chance to use them, so it'll be interesting to see how they integrate into the vehicle play of Battlefield 2042. I will say this here, just while we're on the topic of Battlefield 2042 itself, it is an absolute fever dream coming back to this game after such a run in Battlefield 6. Despite all the improvements that this game has admittedly made during its live service and all of the steps that's been taken to bring it back to a classic Battlefield formula, it just feels still very soulless by comparison, in my opinion. Like, the movement, the gunplay, the vehicles themselves, it all feels floaty, weightless, as though nothing has a sense of belonging and weight in the game world. Like, if you thought the Battlefield 6 weapons were laser beamy, then these things are straight up Star Wars blasters by comparison. And the mobility afforded to you in this game and the way you can slide around and the slide just, goes on forever, even the sprint speed being noticeably faster as well by default, the game is just so much more fast-paced by comparison to what we got in Battlefield 6. And now having played Battlefield 6, which does feel comparatively like such a stronger callback to what Battlefield should feel like, it just reminded me of how far we've actually come with Battlefield 6 comparatively by Battlefield 2042 standards. Which I admit is not a high standard to beat, but it's nice to see that they, actually did it, if that makes sense. I did have some worries there, which I talked about in my last video. Anyway, as the video title suggests, guys, DICE have actually given us a bit of a reason to play Battlefield 2042 here, beyond a simple check-in on the new content that has been released and then just dipping until Battlefield 6 releases. No, the new season pass, titled Road to Battlefield 6, is an entirely free battle pass that unlocks you a bunch of cosmetics both in Battlefield 2042 that are actually themed in line with a lot of the previous Battlefield games, and I'll be honest, a lot of the skins here that you can use in Battlefield 2042 look sick. Like, I'm not going to lie, they actually kind of cooked with the skins and, you know, the overall cosmetics in this battle pass. But on top of that, you'll also be able to unlock a suite of cosmetics for Battlefield 6 as well, all of which also take some inspirations from the previous games too. Going down the list, there are cosmetics inspired by Battlefield 1, 5, Bad Company 2, 3, 4, and 2042 that are a part of this battle pass that you will be able to unlock for Battlefield 6 on launch. There are a total of 28 items in the battle pass available for Battlefield 6 if you complete the entire thing. And on that basis alone, I actually think that's a really cool way to actually send off Battlefield 2042 here. And given that all of this is free, I actually think it was a pretty big move of DICE as well to do it this way. They could have easily charged a lot of money for this battle pass, or, you know, the standard $10 fee that they've charged on all battle passes leading up to this, but they didn't. They decided to send off Battlefield 2042 in a way that lets all players jump in for free and just grind out some cosmetics that will be usable in Battlefield 6 as well. Again, they didn't have to do it that way, and the respect points have gone up for DICE a little bit as a result of this move. But for me, actually, the most important part about this whole video here and about all of the things that have come out as a result of this patch is that the skins and the cosmetics that are being pitched in this season as unlockable for Battlefield 6 are also doing exactly what the developers promised to do post-LA reveal. They're remaining grounded, and they're sticking to the modern military theming without going too overboard here. All of the cosmetics feel like they will fit within the universe of Battlefield 6 and feel like they fit within a modern day military, you know, conflict. It's not like they're trying to bring specialists or incredibly futuristic and wacky skins to the game that feature in Battlefield 2042. No, they're taking inspiration from some of the visual stuff that's come from previous Battlefield games, but are adopting that to the modern military standard and keeping it thematically accurate. And to me, that's actually a really important step that DICE needed to overcome. They've been talking time and time again about how the microtransactions in Battlefield 6 are going to remain thematically accurate. They've now just kind of proven that they could do it. And they've also proven that they're going to, you know, stick with it and actually make it happen. And look, don't get me wrong, it's still early days here. This could 180 the moment the game comes out, or a couple of seasons down the line here as they start to run out of ideas, but this is really nice to see. And if anything, it's another win being added to the quiver of DICE's wins as of late. It really does feel like they've just been hitting constant W's as of late, all things considered, and this is just another one of those W's, and a really important one, I think, for them to nail. They've proven the core gameplay design of Battlefield 6 through the open beta, and now they're doubling down by, you know, proving what their concept of microtransactions looks like for Battlefield 6 as well. And me personally, I'm all for it. I think we're really on the right track here. Anyway, folks, that is the rundown of what's going on in Battlefield 2042 at the moment. I will say I'm going to be playing it quite a bit because, I'll be honest, I want to get these Battlefield 6 cosmetics, which means we're going to be streaming it quite a bit as well over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/kamikaze78. Would love to see you guys over there for some live streams. But I'm also about to upgrade my computer, which also means I'm about to be able to start multi-streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you guys will be able to catch some streams here as well. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know your thoughts on Battlefield 2042's latest season and, well, final send-off, I guess. Are you going to go back and play the game for the Battlefield 6 cosmetics, or is this once again a big old nothing burger to you? Let me know. But until next time, guys, peace out, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Take care, guys. Have a good one.